This is Alana Garrigus reporting from the Hermosa Beach Community Center on Wednesday, July 24th. We're here to talk about oil in Hermosa Beach. Kids kicked off the meeting with placards protesting oil, while residents had a chance to ask their environmental questions to marine research specialists. MRS will be putting together the environmental impact report as Hermosa Beach voters prepare to go to the polls next year.
But as we get through the analysis, as we produce the EIR, as we start to present findings to you when the draft is out, you'll have a much deeper understanding of what the issues are.
30 electric motors driving these pumps. There's a hum. All day and night. It's not going to go away. Who's going to bring back the beautiful sound of the waves crashing?
One of the things that we noticed is that you have a 32-foot wall that's going to be put up, and yet the city limit is 30 feet. How come you're allowing 32 feet? Number one. Number two, 87-foot tall item. I have to look at 9 stories. You've got to be kidding.
I'm Alana Garrigus here with the Beach Reporter. We've just wrapped up the 4-hour scoping meeting for the environmental impact review. And I'm here talking with Mike Collins. He's a psychologist and resident here in Hermosa Beach. Mike, how do you think the meeting went tonight?
I was super excited about the meeting tonight. I was blown away when we walked up that this room was packed early on. You know, the energy in the room felt really good for those of us that have been working behind the scenes for, 6 months or so. To see the outpouring of community support, it was incredible.
And one of the things you just mentioned was the division, and that's one thing that I've heard from some of the residents is they know some people are for it and some people are against it and a few people are staying neutral. How would you say to a community, how can it remain as one, and how can it kind of heal or work its way through this process together?
Well, our community is being asked to go through something together, and we do have this community dialogue process that's kicked off. But I think we really need, like you and I, we're looking eye to eye. We got to get with our neighbors and look eye to eye. And we got to learn how to trust each other, because we're going to be asked to digest some serious information and come to a decision.
I'm standing here with Luis Perez of MRS. Luis, can you tell me how do you think the meeting went tonight?
I think it went really well. Partly what we're trying to do is get the EIR process started. And the number one step is to have scoping comments from members of the public. That's the main intent of this meeting. And we heard a lot of very interesting things of what people want to look at in the environmental document. So it helps us sort of figure out what things we want to put in there. And so overall, I think it was a great success, great turnout, and we're looking forward to continuing on.
Great. And what are the next steps then?
There are a number of things that will happen next. There is also an opportunity for people to provide more comments in writing, and they have until August 12th to do that. In addition, if people have additional comments beyond that day, we could still take them into consideration. We will not turn any comments away. We will ensure that whatever people think should be in the environmental document, if it's appropriate to be there, we will put it in there. And then subsequent to that, we will go and start writing the environmental document, doing the analysis, and expect to have a public draft out by sometime in November or December of this year.
Okay. And some of the questions tonight were about economics. Do you pass those on to the economic report or the health impact report, or will Ed Almanza be doing that?
Right, and so yes, Mr. Almanza will be passing on some of those comments. There's a full transcript of the meeting tonight that will be passed on to the different folks. There's a cost-benefit analysis. That's not something we will do for the document. There is also a health impact analysis, and we're coordinating with them. And so all those questions will be asked again of them, and they will also do their own scoping meetings to figure out what they're going to write in their documents.
Residents have another 2.5 weeks to submit comments and questions to City Hall. MRS will present the draft EIR to citizens in the fall. From Hermosa Beach Community Center, this is Alana Garrigus.